I'm going to be doing a video here to show you how to do fluency practice at home. We are practicing on the story called Sam and Mac. When you are working with your child, you are going to prompt them and say, we're going to read the story Sam and Mac. I'm going to listen to you read for 1 minute. When I set the 1 minute timer, you may begin. When the timer is done, then you may stop reading. Being sent home will be 2 different copies of the same story. Here we're doing Sam and Mac. The student copy will be blank on the back. They will only be reading from that. The parent copy is the recording paper. That will have comprehension questions on the back that the student will do at a later time. The student is going to have 1 minute to read the story, and the parent is going to prompt the child by saying something like, we're going to read the story Sam and Mac. I'm going to set a 1 minute timer. Once the timer begins, you may start reading. When the timer is done, you're going to stop reading. That's when we'll go over how the parent is going to mark and record the student's responses down here. As the student is reading, you're going to follow along on your story and just put a mark or a dash through the word. I'll show you that here in just a moment. All right, we're ready to record here. We got our 1 minute timer about to start. We're reading Sam and Mac. You may begin.
Sam has a cat. We call the cat Mac. Sam has a cap. A cap is a hat. Mac the cat has a cap. Mac the cat runs a lap. Mac has a mat for cats. Mac has a nap on the mat. Sam pats Mac. Sam has a Mac.
All right, a couple things. We self-corrected on this word, so I can go ahead and put a dash here, and we can put SC for self-correct. She pronounced it wrong and then made the correction herself without a prompt. We pronounced this word incorrectly, and then we added the word a here. So you can just put the little caret, we call it, or you can add the word above too if you want to remember what they said incorrectly. When we are finished, you mark with a line where the student is at. If you look on the side, this last word here, Mac, is the 46th word. So I'm going to go 46, 47, 48, 49. So down here, total words read, 49 words. Number of errors, we'll go back. Self-correct does not count as an error, but we have 1, 2 errors here. So we're gonna say number of errors 2. Total number correct, 47. And then the parent can initial or sign below. After you're done going through the story, you record the information from above. You and your child can go over the words they missed. You would say, this word is ran. Can you say ran? You would have them repeat it, and then you'll go down here and say, we had an extra added word here, the word a or a. On the second day, if the child does not get to the end of the story, and that happens, you will then stop the timer, mark where they're at. We can pretend the child is reading on the second day. They maybe made the same mistakes or different mistakes. If they made the same mistake, you would just put another dash through that word. Sometimes it's helpful to use a different color so that you can see the changes we are making each day. Maybe the child only gets 1 word farther or ends in the same spot but has fewer mistakes. That would be our goal, is to have less mistakes or to make it farther in the story the second time or the third time they are reading it for the week. After day 2, if the child does not finish the full story, that's okay. You still record. Let's pretend here we made it to the end of jam, so we got 3 more words, and that would be a 52. So we'll say we had a 52 here. Maybe we had 0 mistakes this time. Ended in a 52 words again. You're signing off on your paper. You're going to say, okay, now we're going to actually read the story together, and you can do choral reading, or you can do where you read a sentence, the child reads a sentence, and we're going to be looking for comprehension. Now that we're looking for comprehension, once we read the story all the way through, we're going to flip to the back page, and you and your child are going to read these questions together, and the child is going to answer the questions by filling in the bubble. So you would say, what is a cap? A mat, a hat, a ham, and then the child can give you their answer. They're going to fill in the correct bubble. In this case, it's a hat, and you go through until you are finished with all 3 or 4 questions, depending on the story. At the bottom, there's always a writing activity. This one says write 5 short A words from this story. So the student's going to go back to the front. They're going to find some short A words, for example, Sam or cat or call or Mac or cap. Any of those would be fine. The first 5 that the child finds, and then they're going to go back and they're going to rewrite the words down at the bottom here. Sometimes it can be helpful if the student has their second paper that they are reading from, because then they don't have to flip back and forth. They can say, hey, I know this is a short A word. I'm going to underline it. Maybe they're going to circle it. Maybe you have a highlighter or a marker, and they can highlight it or do it that way. And then they're going to go back over here, and in their best handwriting, they're going to write those short A words.